Is there a way you can easily do that?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Hell yeah. We got 15 seconds left. Shit. Taurus is you. And I an
You're an
Aquarius.
Aquarius. What's your rising?
Also Aquarius.
Goth Yearbook at Tour
Oh, good evening and welcome to another exciting episode of Goth Yearbook After Hours. It is I, your host as always, Eric, aka the Eric Wynn. And with me as always is our hostess with the mostest, Caitlin, aka the Caitlin D. Caitlin, how is it horoscoping?
Oh, okay. Well,
Caitlin has left the chat.
it is horoscoping wonderfully tonight. this horoscope full evening.
Our guest has left officially.
Yeah. This is riveting. Yeah, so Eric and I were just discussing that we didn't have anything really planned for our So our intro is just to read our horoscopes, and I think we're gonna learn a lot about ourselves.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear this, especially since the day is already over. So I'll be good to see like how well it hit, like what happened today.
It's fact checking.
Yeah.
All right. Aquarius.
Yeah, you asked me just so you're aware. So my full thing is Aquarius, Sun, and rising, and Taurus is my moon.
Oh, I am a Taurus, Sun, Libra, rising, Virgo, moon.
Oh shit! I definitely see the Libra, for sure.
Really? That's the one that I understand the least, I think.
From like, because I'm still like somewhat new to all this shit, like this definitely been like my quarantine thing to like dig into this more. But like Libras, as I understand it, are like kind of like harmonious in the sense that there's like there's a diplomatic essence to it though. Like they like there to be harmony in like a fair sort of way is what I've kind of gathered from it, and I feel like that's kind of true to you.
Oh, how am I fair? I don't even know what I'm fair about.
I think with like your political and like social like stances, like you like fairness.
Like I was
in a
banging a conservative.
That's true. You
and I am a liberal.
You're like, hey, we have to balance these scales out one way or another.
Yeah, true. I see that. Just to clarify, he didn't vote for Trump. Anyone out there is concerned. All right.
People are very concerned.
Provided by Daily Horoscope.
Thank you, Daily Horoscope.
Aquarius. Attaining success in a new and exciting endeavor will be easier if you perform a kind of alchemy, Aquarius. For you right now, that will mean blending your lovely inner child with the wise sage that is also inside of you. Taking an approach that combines the wonder of youth with the wisdom of age is the perfect way to make magic happen today.
Oh, shit.
I hope you like my flourishes.
I do.
By focusing on what you need to do in a joyful frame of mind, Aquarius, you will find that ideal place in your mind.
Nice. I don't know what to do with that information, to be honest. I feel like, sure. Like, I don't know if that was really quite happening today, but it doesn't have to be today necessarily. It's like what's on the horizon.
Well, it is right? the daily horoscope.
Maybe I missed my alchemy. Maybe I was supposed to be like getting into
man.
it, and like I was paying way too much attention to like doing my like job.
Yeah. Well, just know that during the show tonight, you need to mix the wonder of youth with the wisdom of age and just smash them together, and that's how you're gonna make alchemy.
What's the youth one? The wisdom of old? Sorry, what is this is such real double Aquarius shit right here where it's like, hold on. Wait, is someone talking?
The wonder of old? The wonder of youth and the wisdom of old.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Got the attention span of a fucking fourth grader for sure.
I can talk about how at the post office this week I thought that ETH was a letter and I just kept saying NEMF.
Oh shit, that made me laugh so hard when you sent me that. I guess I could just see you with like so much like righteousness. Like, yeah, you don't
Like-
get it.
Like, I know this is right. What are you, an idiot?
Let's hear that, Taurus.
Taurus. Apples are supposedly healthy and good for you. Ooh, I like the spooky.
Is this for real what it says?
This is foreshadowing. They are rich in vitamins and fiber. That may be where the adage, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, came from. But too many apples.
This
Too many apples could give you a stomach ache. You may be pounding away at something you are
Oh,
working
boy.
on right now, Taurus. Only myself.
oh,
Only my own inner child.
pounding
That's-
away at your own inner child.
I'm pounding my inner child right now. That ain't right. Okay.
Go on.
That's wonderful, but you must include some me time, air quotes.
Sounds like we're
uh,
getting a lot of that.
Your efforts are noteworthy, but try adding some self-care into the mix and it will be much better. See, I feel like this person doesn't even know Tauruses at all because like 85% of my time is me time.
Or apples. Would have laughed if it just kept going on the apple thing. It's like, did you know that Granny Smith apples were once invented by...
Yeah, I don't know if I totally get this horoscope. I thought they were gonna go somewhere about a poison apple.
Me
or,
too.
like,
I thought you were going to like, lift up an apple like out of nowhere and then like croak dead. Like, whoa.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get mine either, but we're going to bring this confusing energy into the podcast all night. And I think that's where a lot of people are at. Speaking of which, I think everything is opening up. Indoor dining is reopening in LA, I believe, next week.
Where are you
Speaking
ramping
of
up
confusing.
I thought you were about to be like, Goth Yearbook, meet and greet. Come on down to the Denny's on.
Yeah, why not? Oh yeah, I might be doing a surprise, not so surprise here in Santa Rosa at the end of the month.
Does that
Too,
still
because I'm
happen?
vaccinated and I have not. I don't know. I literally don't know. The nice thing about my job and like them being severely understaffed is I can kind of do whatever I want. I could just be like, hey, I'm going on a road trip. I need to find myself and meet my podcast co-host,
Hell
and they'll
yeah.
be like, cool.
Hell
So, yeah, we learned very little from that, but I'm going to be cautious about eating apples, and Eric is going to be wondrous in his old age.
yeah. Hell yeah. Why don't we get our guests in here and we'll see what their horoscope. I can't even pull the fucking word. I was like, I wanted to say their daily.
There's like 2 brain cells between us tonight.
Well, without further ado, I think it's time that we just call in a third to maybe help bring us up to where we can be. Joining us live via Zoom satellite, astral projecting down there from Southern California, we have with us the host of the Tell Me Anything podcast and the Pod is a Woman podcast that Caitlin and I both were guests on a few weeks ago. Comedian Teresa Lee is joining us. Teresa, are you there?
What's up? I'm here.
Oh!
Hello.
That was
Oh my gosh. I
That's
like how
really
you
sweet.
looked to the side when you introduced me like I was going to come in the front. I watched. I was like, oh, where is she? And then I was like, oh, I'm right here.
I have another monitor right here where the actual Zoom meeting is in, and so I like technically
fancy.
I catch myself always looking there, but I try not to. I try to focus on where my camera actually is.
Oh,
Fancy.
that's weird that you don't see our facial.
I do.
you're-
I'm in the studio for this is real inside baseball talk, but my studio that I record everything through is on this laptop, and then the monitor is where the Zoom meeting actually sits because that it pulls from
Oh.
that image. Riveting stuff, Teresa.
Wow. it's
What is
fascinating.
your sign?
Well, if you can't tell by my dark hair, I'm a Scorpio, which is new. I feel like I leaned into the I got a haircut today, and I really leaned into the Scorpio look, I think.
Ooh.
More than ever. I feel like nobody before could tell, which is actually not a bad thing because apparently we're hated in the
They,
I like Scorpios.
Feel
I
like
just-
they do
I-
get like a really bad rep for some reason.
I have a theory. I think why people hate Scorpios, because I've heard people hate Scorpios and Geminis,
Yeah,
and like
Gemini's I get.
I do hate
I
Gemini.
We both
I can't comment on that because
I
I have dated Geminis, but some of my best friends are Geminis, so it's like really hot and cold there. But Scorpios, I think it's because people like who wrong Scorpios, they don't get second chances. Because in my head, I'm like, I've never like gotten revenge or gone out of my way to make anyone feel bad. But when I think about it, there are people who I've been like, oh, you're like a bad person, so I will now not interact with you, and they will then be out of my life. But not not in a vindictive way at all. But I think a lot of people who experience that are like, what happened? It's like, oh, but you fucked up and you didn't apologize, so I didn't come ask for an apology. And
I mean, I'm the same way, but so I get that. I actually like Scorpios, but I have pissed a couple off, and it's not so much that they cut me out. They tried to ruin my life, and so
they did. Oh no, that's not good. Those aren't like those aren't what do you call it? Enlightened Scorpios. I feel like anyone, any astrology sign can have a dark and a light side, but I think Scorpios, from my experience, are very intense. Which, if you're not ready, it's a lot. But if you are a good friend, then it's like great.
Oh yeah, it was really great when I was on her good side, but then like I would wake up, and also, by the way, my best friend is a Gemini, so I don't actually hate them. But it's funny because I do have a love-hate relationship where it's like it either works out with both of those signs. It either works out or it just is like ends in a train wreck.
Well, you're air, or you're Earth, right, Taurus?
I am Earth.
So our air and Earth are tough. Like I'm a Virgo moon, and I think that part of me doesn't get along with air signs, but I have a lot of good friends who are air signs, like a lot of Libras. So I think there's a lot of like, it depends on like where you are. Like if you're like in a work relationship or a romantic one or a friend one, I think it speaks to different parts of your personality.
Totally. This is our new Goth Yearbook astrology.
I know. Can you tell I've been alone too long and I've had to make friends with rocks?
Rocks and stars. All right. Well, what's in the stars for you today, Scorpio?
Yeah,
mistakes often happen because a person is distracted or not invested enough in whatever they are doing. But mistakes can also happen when you are too deeply invested and totally analytical about what you are doing. When you become obsessed with looking for mistakes, dear Scorpio, you may wind up having specific ideas in mind of what could be wrong. Therefore, you could miss other things.
Wow, very ominous.
You're fucked. If
Someone doesn't like a Scorpio, whoever wrote this.
If you are scrutinizing something today, be relaxed about it. That way, any errors will jump out. Those are
I don't know if I was scrutinizing anything. I was making a big paper brain, which
I saw. Okay, what is it? What are you making?
Oh, are you trying to guess? It's well, so yesterday I put it on my Instagram because I started making it. Sometimes when I'm alone and making things, I'll say, guess what I'm making, because there's really all I have is a dog here, so I need a little stimulation. But I'm making a paper brain. I started yesterday and I didn't finish, so I feel bad for leaving people hanging, but today it's further along. Yeah, you guys want to know why I'm making a brain?
Yes, please.
I do.
Because it's as stupid as it sounds, but I am releasing like a concert album and I wanted to do a cover for it, so I am gonna make a set piece, which is a big brain that I'm sticking an American flag into, and I'm gonna be dressed as a space alien. So you know, normal thing to do that people do when they've been left alone too long.
I love that. Yeah, I always have like the hardest time coming up with concepts for album art. And I end up just like usually doing photo shoots with a friend and then like having a meltdown, and usually the shoot is like the test shoot. I just end up choosing from that because I'm just like, I can't think about this anymore.
Well, it probably captures more of your like natural essence if you're like testing, because you're like, oh, I'm relaxed, you know.
I don't know what my natural essence is. I don't know if I ever will. Maybe if I get sucked into a black hole one day, I'll find out.
I mostly just enjoy costumes, and I think because I grew up dancing, like, you know, like the big old rhinestone competition dance. So you don't really get to do that as an adult unless you're going to a rave, or I guess a lot of strippers get to wear nice clothes because they're literally dance costume, but you don't get to like just wear that out. So whenever I have a chance to really ham it up for a picture, I do.
I
Nice.
feel that. Yeah, I recently did like some like going into closet thing with our friend Susie Moon, who's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be on the show next month. But she's also like she's a performer, she's in a band, and she's like also like loves rocking the costumes. And I'm always like jealous of women or people that can do that because I think I went through a phase of kind of trying to do that, and it just always I feel like when you're suiting up to like get on stage and do a performance or do a photo shoot, you should be like trying to get like closer to who you feel inside, right? Not like further away. And the more like glam and like weird I get, the more I feel like a complete phony. But like so I think that's how I even end up in the punk category because I was just like I like wearing wife beaters and shorts to shows. Like I don't know, that's how I
I also think because you're a musician and you have a real skill, and I just say words on stage, so I like I have to fool the audience. I feel like because I think I agree with you, but you also are just like cool already. Like if I played an instrument and could sing, that would be a thing, you know. But instead, I have to put rhinestones and glitter on to convince people I'm a performer.
I think it's I don't know about having real skill, but I'll take it. I'm just I'll let that one slip, and I won't refute it. I won't refute the claim. But it's
Were you a theater kid in high school?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say because that was my theory. A lot of theater kids grow up and they like will continue wanting to dress up for Halloween, but then like you know if you're a band kid or a choir kid or an athlete, like it's a little bit more chill. You're like, I had friends. I don't need more. I'm good.
Yeah, no, it's not that I feel cool. It's that I feel fake if I'm wearing lots of fluffy stuff. But where I do like to get crazy is makeup and like makeup and hair stuff I like to do. And I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Because it's not like I would wear certain stuff to like well, I was gonna say to like a grocery store, but usually I will end up going to the grocery store and stuff like that. And it is funny when you live in LA because like no one will ever look twice at you, no matter what you're wearing. And I love that.
When was this album? Was this recorded before quarantine? Was this like a live set?
No, so this is why I call it a concert album because it is a full hour, but I did for New Year's Eve. Like I didn't want to break quarantine, so I did a Zoom show with every joke I wrote in 2020. But I recorded it and I'm editing it I'm calling it a concert album because it's not like a full production, but it is a whole hour of jokes that I probably never will do again. So I was like, I might as well put it out, and it captures 2020. So
did you have like an audience then?
Yes, but not like live, but they're on Zoom. Yeah, so it's kind of like strange because at times I cut out their laughing because the quality's not great, but you can hear them here and there. It sounds like what you imagine. You can hear me, and then sometimes you can hear laughter, and it's not like it doesn't sound like a theater, but it just sounds like a Zoom show.
Was this through? I know some comedy clubs like have done like. Was this through a comedy club? Or was this your own thing that you like collected people to come and like view?
I know what you mean because I've also done like Nowhere Comedy. I've hosted for them. I'm actually I don't know if they've announced it yet, but I have a date in April. So when I guess follow them. I don't, but this one I just did on my own. Truly, it was FOMO. I was like, it's New Year's Eve. I know I'm gonna feel annoyed doing nothing. I know some people will break quarantine or some people will do shows. I don't want to. I don't want to be tempted. So then I was like, why don't I just host a Zoom show? And I did it early because I was like, I'm not like a midnight headliner. So it was like it was like 6 p.m. and I was like,
you're still like, well, I'm going to be doing like the middle work of this like Zoom thing. That's my own thing. Jeez. Talk about wow.
Well, and then I didn't have to stress because it's like with New Year's Eve all day, you're just waiting for night. So I'm like, I was done at 6 and I was like, all right, well now I could do whatever, so, which was nice.
That is what like a lot of people like New Year's Eve, and that's one of the things I don't like about it is like, there's too much anticipation when you know exactly like when the thing is, you know, because Christmas, whatever holidays you like celebrate, like, you know, it doesn't have to be like it's at 9 in the morning or whatever it is. It's like, it's, there's like a flow to it, and it's like it feels spiritually right for yourself that this is when the moment's happening, or your birthday or whatever. But New Year's Eve, it's so specifically like, no, it's at fucking midnight, and there's so much pressure to stay up, and I'm like, baby, I sleep now. Like 10.
I love sleeping. I have a New Year's Eve story. Wait, am I going too long, or can I quickly tell it? I have a dog who is sleeping right next to me, so I won't wake him up. But my boyfriend was with me on New Year's Eve, and we were just like, let's just stay up and like kind of like get high or whatever. And the dog was very, Wushu is his name. He will go upstairs when he's tired, but I could tell he didn't want to go upstairs because we were downstairs hanging out, and he just like seemed so tired. He like kept moving every time we moved to like the kitchen or the couch, and then he would sit at our feet. So then I was like, I'm gonna put him to bed, and he didn't want to stay up there. So I know he probably can't understand English, but I was like, okay, we promise we'll wake you up at midnight, and then you can count down with us. And so I think I was soothing enough that he went to sleep, but then we counted down, and I forgot, and I felt so bad because I was so high, but I was like, it was like 12:10, and I was like, oh my God, I made a whole thing out of promising him I'd wake him up. And then I'm sure he didn't care, but then like me and my boyfriend went upstairs, and we were like, we'll do it again. We'll count it down again. We're so sorry.
I like the idea of you like waking them up and lying about it, like, it's happening, 10, 9.
I know, well, because I think I was projecting too. I was like, oh no, I'm like my own disappointment in my parents. I was like, I did it to him. Oh no.
This is exactly who I didn't want to become.
Yeah.
I like how you're like, I'm sure he probably doesn't actually know, like he's trying to like send you like signals, like he walks around with like a stopwatch and like
he's like, no,
a calendar that's always at January 1st, like, in his mouth.
He has the 2021
yeah. Where'd you get this bottle of champagne?
Yeah.
Oh shit. We did get some questions from the people at home. Should we get right into it?
Yeah.
Let's do it. The first one, I'm going to make it the first one because you do host a show called Pod is a Woman, which is all about Ariana Grande. And someone wanted to know right out the gate, it's a pretty big one. They want to know how they wrote it was fave Ari song? Question mark.
Oh my gosh, because she just dropped so many great ones. My all-time, oh man, there's so many eras. Like my favorite for a long time was Let Me Love You, but then I feel like she just like keeps coming out with new things, so it's really hard because there's like eras of my life. But right now I've been listening to Just Like Magic a lot, which isn't my favorite song, but it's my most played right now because it's the one I wake up to and I'm like vibing with the like message. But yeah, I think Let Me Love You is my all-time. And honestly, I like a lot of the more muted ones, like Better Off and In My Head. And gosh, yeah, a lot of the moody, like sad, horny ones I like a lot.
What do you get into like her music videos a lot? Do you have a favorite music video?
Oh, God is the Woman is really great. Favorite. I mean, that one I love because I watched while doing acid and I like experienced it in a very different way.
Which one is that one? I'm not as well versed on her music videos, but I know
it's the one where she's like fingering the world and like she literally sits on the earth and is like, there's like the water becomes like a clit and then she just is like fingering it. Yeah.
Good for you, Ariana.
But that one's pretty good. I mean, Thank You Next is great too, but I think that one is like a lot of her meme ones. I almost like them a lot, but then they are in a different category. I think, if that makes sense. Like they become their own thing somehow. But
yeah, I can feel that. It's so intently made to be a part of pop culture that starts to almost like not like lose value, but just almost feels like I don't know, unrecognizable from like the next meme or the next pop culture thing that's kind of resides right next to it, especially because that one like literally references like a bunch of pop culture stuff as well as being its own pop culture thing.
It's like almost like a visual art is like that too, because I imagine the first time you see like a Jackson Pollock or whatever, like in the world, like not like the first time now we see it as a Jackson Pollock, but before it was like, oh, what is this?
Yeah.
So I imagine now you're viewing it with the understanding of like what it means and how it's influenced the world. What about you guys? What do you?
My
What's your favorite
favorite is this Kakin in the action right here. This for the people at home, we are once again being treated to a surprise appearance by Mr. Prince Charming.
Kitty.
Prince Charming's butt.
Aw, Prince's butt.
He's doing that thing where you know how cats will like if they're not ready to eat something, even if there's like nothing to cover it, they'll like scratch their paws. He's trying to make sure my tea is ready to go for later.
Aw,
Say
so
hi,
fluffy.
So to answer the question, I do, it is kind of, I said this when I was on your show, but it is kind of the basic one, but the first one that I got into for sure was Thank You Next. That was like the one that kind of like, I liked a lot of songs before that, but that was probably the one that got me really into her, that made me like kind of recognize that she really had the goods, and I had to like go back and revisit. Better Off is good, actually. I love that song. I'm glad you said that one as well. I don't know. So hard to say. I wasn't anticipating having this question thrown back my way. Caitlin, do you have an answer?
Oh, you know I don't, Eric.
Caitlin, real quickly. So for Teresa, Caitlin, like her pop star is Rihanna. And Caitlin, I have wanted to ask you before, what is your favorite Rihanna track?
Ooh,
Love on the Brain is definitely
that's a good one.
very high up there. Her performance at it was like the Billboard Awards when she's like wearing this like green like fuzzy thing. It's so Whitney Houston, and it's so fucking badass. And I think it just like really put to rest once and for all anyone who was ever like, oh yeah, but she can't sing. And it's like,
That's
yes,
such a
it
great
can.
album. I feel like that was underrated. I also have been a guest on a Rihanna podcast before. Georgia Brooks. I don't know if you guys know her. She's a comedian, but
Yeah.
she
I don't
loved
know her
Rihanna.
personally, but
So
Hell yeah.
yeah.
I love to one of my favorite things to do, and it's like been a real tragedy anytime I've gone through any sort of like heart stuff this year or like boy drama, because like normally my coping mechanism is to go to karaoke and just bum the whole bar out by singing Stay and being like really drunk.
So good.
Have you seen the Van Diesel video singing "Stay"? By the way,
No.
No,
oh my
Vin
god.
Diesel?
Okay, you have to Google it. There's a video of him singing karaoke. He's singing "Stay" and it's like over the music video, so you can hear her and him, and it's really good. You should look it up.
Man, he used to have one of my favorite. I apologize if I brought this up on the show before, but he had one of my favorite Facebook profiles way before like Instagram like kind of really took off running with like the social media thing when people were still more actively involved on Facebook. He like had like a real active presence on there, and he would like post up like picture like. Basically, it looked like fan art, but I think he was making it for himself. Like, and it had like that spray art kind of spray paint, like sort of like mall. What do they call it? You know, when you get like those shirts?
Yeah,
like,
the airbrush.
Airbrush. Thank you.
Like spring break, like amusement park stuff.
It had like that look, and it'd be like pictures of him like interpolated on it, like looking like
Oh my god.
up to the sky, and like doves often were in it, like doves, and they would like say these inspirational things like, "I look to the sky so that I can see the light."
I love Van Diesel. I did a video when I used to work at Cracked, and we did like just Cracked Responds. We were just talking, but I had them, or they let me do this. It was just stupid because one day I just got really into Googling his website, and at the time, his website's not like this anymore, but at the time it was like so strange. Like there were so many weird things about his website. Like he had a blog, but it was like only updated a few times, but then the times it was updated, like you could tell he actually did it. And then there were really weird things about it. And then there was like one that was just like a headshot. Like it was so strange to the point that I wanted to talk about it. But then when the video came out, like it changed like a couple of days later. I think it was a coincidence because there's no way he watched it. But we recorded it like months before. So I was like, oh my God, what if? Like he found out. I watched. I was like, "What's up with your website?"
That was. Go on.
I was gonna say one of my favorite things is when celebrities who are like obviously like very good at their jobs and what they do are just horrible at social media, and they're like their whole like Instagram feed is just like ugly food pictures and like
no
like,
concept
random,
of like framing or like
yeah.
With his,
because it's like they can literally hire one person for a day to fix it, but they're just like, whatever. They think it's good. Like they look at it and go, it's good enough, it's fine. And
and I think it speaks to like them actually being really good at like acting and not necessarily just climbing through the ranks of the industry by getting followers on like a social media platform through like some formula, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
That's a good point. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that, like what you said. That's what made me. There was no way he hired someone to write the stuff that he like these inspirational things, and if he did, like that person deserved a fucking
They
raise because they're
should be
really like
fired.
trying to find the voice of Vin Diesel.
They deserve a raise and then to be fired.
Fired for not, yeah. That's so funny because what you're saying, Caitlin, about like when things are too well branded. I have that thought a lot about like when people like LinkedIn-y kind of things, when people like you just meet someone like an artist before you see their art, not just visual, but like anything, like musician, whatever, DJ, and they're just really like, oh, check out my site or check out my things. If I see too much of their branding before I even hear the thing or see the thing, I just have a feeling it'll be bad, and it almost always is. Or it's like mediocre. It's never like, I don't know what it is, but it's like, yeah, if you start with all the flashy things and not the work, then you're like, you spent too much time on your website and not enough on your work.
Yeah,
Oh,
it depends
shit,
what
tell.
you are. It depends if you're like a clothing brand or a designer or something. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
your social media better be like really good, popping off. But then like, because I have to think about that sometimes too as an artist, and like, how much time am I spending on this one facet of something that's really just the superficial layer, you know?
Yeah.
And it seems really important, and it is important. But then, yeah, it's like, okay, well, also it's like building relationships and building your skills and, you know, doing all these like things behind the scenes that aren't just like constantly being up there. Like when I think about certain like actors and stuff that just like have never even had Instagram or like run their own Instagrams, and it's like it's so different, you know, like life is just different when you're actually good at your job, I guess. Not just like posting shit posting memes online all day. Like,
Yeah, and to be fair, I don't mean like not like I don't mean like don't have a professional website. I mean like I say this, I'm like making a brain,
yeah.
but like I mean like people who you know pay money to do something not related to the work. You know where you get you know like a profile piece, or they're spending like a lot of money hiring photographers to do like a Golden Gate Bridge shoot or something, and you're like, what? You're a comedian. Like, why do you need this? Or whatever, you know.
Someone wants to know.
Okay.
If you could close one fast food chain due to disgusting food, which one would you pick?
Oh man, is this for me or all of us? Because I feel
all
like
of us, but it's you.
It seems so. I don't want to like hurt anybody's job. You know,
You're not.
Like,
no one's feelings are hurt. No one's feelings are hurt. No fast food chain is up in here tonight.
Is the food already disgusting, or am I making it disgusting and then closing it?
It's already
just
disgusting.
Spite.
Yeah, it's already disgusting. It's one that you have to make the ruling right now, where you're like, you know what, fuck this place. And
I hate being negative. Well, I will say the ones that I don't eat at, I can't say for sure are disgusting, but they've not marketed well to me, and I have no cravings to eat them, so I'd probably close one of those.
Which are
and well, I think I've literally Del Taco. Let's just close Del Taco.
Ooh,
I'm sorry.
Caitlin's favorite.
Oh, you like Del Taco?
That's
Caitlin's
like
grandfather
I
is
heard
over Taco Bell.
Christopher Del Taco, the great founder of it.
Okay, you know what? Here's another one, El Pollo Loco, and none of these are bad because I just don't eat
agreed.
them. But when I drive by them. You know,
Loco.
On a long road trip when I have options, or if I have no options, I'll drive another 30 miles to go to the bathroom. You know what I mean? Like,
El Pollo Loco is garbage.
Yeah, agreed.
Del Taco,
You're fine with that one for sure.
Del Taco is like a guilty pleasure for me, but it's also like one of the only fast food things that it just doesn't make me sick. But also, I usually just get like French fries and a taco, and it's like not that, I don't know, like I don't get like the Gordita Supreme Crunch Wrap dipped in queso or whatever, you know.
I'm sure it's fine. Like Taco Bell is also equally disgusting, but I still go there. You know what I mean? Like that's a good example of better marketing where the product is also disgusting.
For sure.
Well, and I honestly think Del Taco isn't disgusting. I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
I think it's because there's one Del Taco by UCB in LA that I've been, and there's a lot of bars around there, and like I've done shows around there, and it's just like anytime I've been around there, it's just like I've like seen people puke around there. It's just like I just feel like it's gross because of that one, which is not fair. You know, maybe I should give it another chance.
No, I think that is it is fair. And the last time I actually was at a Del Taco, there was someone who was like, unfortunately, possibly dying on the floor of some sort of overdose. It's not funny.
My gosh.
I'm sorry, but
no.
And like the EMTs were there and everything, and my friend and I were like just waiting for our food, and like I ate that meal and I was happy with it. So
but important to know, was it before or after they ate the Del Taco?
There's no, I didn't ask that information. I was like, have they been like using ordering your food? It looked like they were there it was a shelter situation.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was not good. It was, I don't know, it wasn't a great look, didn't kill my appetite, and one of the paramedics was hot. But
see, this speaks to your optimism. You find the silver linings in every situation.
Exactly. What about you, Eric?
Well, I was just going to say, I was just remembering that I think it was UCB Sunset. There used to be, I don't know if it's still there or not, but there used to be like a Chinese restaurant, like literally right next door to it. And a few years ago, I went by myself right before a show, and I didn't realize that they were going to bring out like such, and I'm talking about like huge fucking portions for like one meal. And I felt bad like leaving it there, so I was like, "Do you mind?" I was like, "Box it." They give me like the biggest bag with like all these individual boxes for like literally like a one plate thing. And I went into the theater like by myself, and like for anyone who's ever been there before, like the outside, like it looks fucking huge, but when you're actually in like the little black box theater, like it's pretty goddamn tiny. And like I walked in there literally with like a grocery bag of like the smelliest.
Oh my god!
It was like so aromatic, like during this like tiny little intimate show.
Dang, it's so funny because like Chinese food, I never go eat at like Chinese takeout, and I'm Chinese and I eat a lot of Chinese food, but I don't go like when people say Chinese when not Chinese people. I was gonna say white people, but it applies to all not Chinese people. When they say Chinese food, I feel like I hear a different thing because I know exactly what you mean, and I never go eat at those places because I've never wanted to, but also because I think when I crave Chinese food, I just crave home cooking, which is an entirely different experience than greasy takeout.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. So I will say, as far as like one that I feel like doesn't like reflect itself well, or the one that just markets itself in a really gross way for myself, is Carl's Jr. For whatever reason, like the look, like the colors.
You don't remember those sexy commercials from the 90s?
Oh, I remember them. Where like dripping barbecue. Yeah, I remember the commercials, but if anything, like that almost made it worse because it was like you're trying to pull a fucking fast one on me. Like, because their whole thing has always been like, if it doesn't get all over the face, it doesn't belong in your face. And they show like these sloppy ass, huge ass fucking burgers that are like dripping with like barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah. Like they always are like, how does this fucking look? And it's just like this heart attack that's like dripping on a white table. And it's like, ugh. Like,
that's true. I've never been appetized by those commercials, but I was young enough to remember the boobs very well. And like, and it's almost like that was bad. I understand when people are like, don't just use sex to sell, because all you'll do is get little kids excited, but they're not going to want to eat the food. They're just going to look for boobs online. You know what I mean? It's like they're not buying the food. Yeah.
He's going to be humping pillows in the other room.
You're like a young kid at Carl's Jr. jacking off like gloriously. Like, where are the ladies?
I want boobs with my meal.
Wasn't Paris Hilton in one of those?
Was she?
Probably.
I think so, yeah.
What, actually, this is a great segue question. What is in your fridge right now?
Right now? I actually just cleaned out a bunch of leftover Chinese food.
Nice.
But I have eggs, and it's really not interesting. I'm trying to think by memory. It's right over there, but it's too far to walk. I have seltzer, eggs. I actually have a lot of beer because I decided to stop drinking again, but I didn't do it at a good time. I decided to stop drinking after I went to Costco just a week ago to buy a bunch of bulk items. So there's a lot of beer in my fridge that I'm not going to touch.
It just, the way you said it makes it sound like you were like, I am done with drinking. And then like you were at the store and you were like, this is a terrible time to stop drinking.
No, Well, I have like been I say sober as in like I didn't drink for a long time, but I wasn't like doing the program or anything. But then I realized it was actually my trauma, which because believe it or not, when you're sober for a year and you still have breakdowns, you're like maybe it wasn't the alcohol after all. Maybe
just
crying
the
at a bar sober is almost worse than
Having to drink to take the edge off.
having
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a crazy seltzer, man. But I do like when I get into like when I need to get into a routine, I stop drinking. So I'm like, okay, I like gonna stop for a few months. But I literally bought a huge case of Lagunitas right before that. So
Local
now
favorites.
it's just in my fridge.
I feel that. No
I like to test
elaboration.
myself. I like to open it
I
every day and be
feel
like,
it.
look at all the drinks I can't have. You know, it's really masochistic of me. No.
No, I do the same thing because part of me also, like, I think this time in particular, I got sober. So, like, last year before, it was like 3 months before quarantine, I stopped drinking, or maybe 6 months or something like that. But it had been a while and I hadn't been drinking. But it was kind of like I was like sad sober. And then quarantine happened and I was like, I'm not gonna keep this up, like especially because I was like on unemployment and also couldn't work from home, so I was just like had days of like nothing. So I was like, I'm gonna party, and then I did, and then like that was just sad drinking, and then but then I sort of like after I quit drinking this time, I was like also I was kind of curious. I was like, am I an alcoholic? Like, and so like the way I would like test myself is I would like and not like really consciously, but I do think on some level it was a test for myself, like especially around the holidays, because a lot of the food I like to make around the holidays requires like a little bit of booze in it, you know, like a bourbon pecan pie is like one of my favorite things to make, or like I would make this shepherd's pie that you put like red wine in the sauce, you know, and but both times I was like, I made the food and like with the shepherd's pie I would like use it a couple times, and then I think I still have that bottle of wine sitting in my kitchen that's like I used like one thing out of, and I was like,
That's so funny that you, because I relate to that. I did go to like, I had a lot of, you know, it's LA, so a lot of sober friends took me to AA because I was like, I'm an alcoholic, and then it turned out it didn't solve my problems. But but I think what I really like there, it's so funny that even in that moment where you're like, oh, this is probably a bad thing, but you're like, there's a feeling of wanting to be special no matter where you are. It's like, am I an alcoholic? Let me test myself. Like, do I fit in this group? Am I part of, can I sit with you? But I almost felt bad when I realized I wasn't, because, and it's not that you know, there were still problems, right? Like, and you can still get a lot out of the groups, but ultimately it did not take away the underlying trauma that I needed to deal with. And then I almost felt like guilty. Like, I was like, I'm losing my friends from AA. Like, I wish there was just like free group therapy for the rest of us.
Yeah, no shit, for real.
I felt that way all the time because I was like, I felt the same way because I would go into like AA meetings and stuff, and I do think the programs are super helpful, and I do think I am a weed addict. I will say I have addictions, but like I can't be cool about smoking weed. I will admit that, and like definitely have my moments with alcohol, but
Like, and now that you mention it, like black tar heroin does make an appearance.
But yeah, I would go into meetings and part of me would just feel bad because I would be like, I don't know if I belong here. Like, I don't
I
know.
know, I feel like a
if
fraud.
I
I'm like, yeah, I have to admit I'm powerless, but I'm like, no, there's beer in my fridge. It's fine. But I like you guys. You're my friends, right? We're all friends.
Yeah, we've talked about, Eric and I have talked about doing like a special addictions episode for our Patreon because both of us have had journeys with it. Eric, I think more so than me, as far as like just the depth that he's traversed and the addictions journey, and by which I mean he's way more fucked up than I am.
Any room you get me in where there's people collecting saying my name is, I definitely belong in that room. I'll just say that. Whatever the room
you're in
is.
the Bay Area, right?
I am in the Bay Area, yeah.
That checks out, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Oh shit.
We
Okay.
just like lost all our followers.
Someone wanted to know, what's your favorite smell? Caitlin and I have talked about this on the Instagram stories before. I remember someone asking this question.
Who? That's such an. Because I'm more curious about the person who asked that question.
I'm always curious
Mhm.
about these people who ask these questions too.
Because like where like out of all the like it's like it's like do they want to know specifically if I like a specific smell, or they're just like out of all the questions I must know, because I'm just so curious.
Could be your dog wanting to do something nice for you.
Oh, it's a dog? Oh, that's nice. That's so cute. Wow, I have never thought about this. So
Oh my gosh.
I have
Really?
Eric and I have put a lot of thought
Yeah,
into this.
I
So we
was
can go
thinking that. I was
first
like,
if,
I
if
really
you want to
have
buy
thought
a
of-
little time.
Yeah.
oh, I do have my first thing. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I love the smell of fresh laundry. So maybe
That is a
that.
good one. That is a fresh linen. That is
Oh
a
hell
good.
yeah. I
Yeah.
used to stand outside like the dryer vent.
Oh,
I
yes.
remember like
Mhm.
my childhood home and just like like it felt that was
That's addict
great.
behavior.
But
right
it has
there.
to also be warm. It's like the entire experience, like the smell and the warm. Like I can't do the like freshener sprays that smell like laundry, because that's like it's cold. I need
Yeah,
to like be
I feel.
holding clean, warm, cuddly things,
Yeah.
and then have it wafting to my nose. I think it's such a specific feeling because I used to live in New York, so it's like I would have to walk to the laundromat, so it'd be like cold. I would never wear the right shoes, and so I'd be like cold, like in flip flops, walking with laundry, holding it, and it's like the warm feeling, like it
Yeah.
feels like there's hope.
That reminds me when I used to live in Chicago, and which I am not meant to live in Chicago, and I'm grateful I only lived there when I was like literally 19 to 20, 18 to 20, because I probably would die if I moved there now, because I was sick the whole time, and I had like the vigor of youth at least on my side. But I used to have to walk like half a mile from the train station to my class. And I would get a Starbucks sandwich outside of the train station and put it on the inside pocket of my jacket, and that would be like my warmer on my walk to
Aw.
class.
That's fucking crazy. I love it.
Damn, the things we did to save a few minutes when we were younger, and now I'm like, everyone should have known about 2020. I'm
Yeah, no
like thinking
shit.
of flashback to all the times I like swiped through the meal plan, grabbed a Chick-fil-A, and like ran while I ate across the campus just so I could make it to class, or like so I could do 5 more minutes of studying. And now I'm like, if only you knew, you will have a whole year of absolutely nothing to do in your future.
I know
Wait,
right now for me, lavender, eucalyptus.
Ooh, oh, eucalyptus.
Cedar.
That's a good one.
Mhm.
Oh man, you would love the spa I work at. We
And I do
all of those.
honeysuckle. That's
Oh
not
hell
for like
yeah.
myself, but I definitely like I like that smell.
What
Okay.
about foods? I feel like foods, it's like I never think about it because those smells are better for like just general. Like food you have to be in the mood for, but certain food smells like that I haven't had in a long time. A lot of them like from Taiwan or whatever, like it'll hit me and I'll be like, oh my God, like
Mhm.
it's like a memory and a rush of like emotion. So I think
Disneyland churros for me.
Oh, good
yeah.
one.
churros is good.
I-
yeah.
I like breakfast when it comes to just smells, not necessarily like what I want to actually eat, but like smelling like bacon and like waffles
Yeah.
and like maple syrup and like that whole kind of like you know,
Yeah.
that is a fucking sweet spot smell for
Yeah,
myself.
I am like literally a Folgers commercial bitch, and like will wake up in the morning and like my eyes will like roll in the back of my head when I first smell coffee every single day. It's just like it's a thing I'm gonna do.
I didn't
too,
know that
really
about you.
severely.
You're that big of a
Um,
coffee person?
Oh yeah. I'm not the kind of person that like I don't allow myself to drink it all day by any means. Every once in a while, you can find me like having the last half of a cold brew at 5 p.m. and I'm just like already hating myself because I know that I'm like gonna like be shaking in bed, and like having cold sweats. But it is definitely one of those things that like gets me up in the morning, and I love like the ritual and the smell and the taste of it. And I honestly wish it wasn't caffeinated because I don't even care about caffeine. I just like
Yeah.
love the taste of coffee.
They do make those.
Decaf? Yeah, it's still caffeinated though.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There's one, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Nope, go on. Sorry, my
Well, I was just gonna say that-
my dog was like hitting like one of the door stopper things,
Aw.
and it's like he's starting to go real crazy on us. I'm trying to like, be like, so sometimes you'll see like, because I'm trying to be like, Murph.
He wants your attention. You just reminded me of like there is one smell that I really like that does not taste good at all, and I like it's the smell of those roasted nuts in New York. by Times Square, and every time I used to like walk by, I'd be like, it smells so good. And one time I actually bought it, and it doesn't taste good. But I almost feel like they pump out a smell because it just the taste is nothing like it, but it smells so like sweet and you smell a thing that you want to eat, and then you eat it, and you're like, no.
That's like vanilla extract.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
I will like huff some vanilla extract.
I've been to New York a bunch of times, and I guess that's not true. I've been in the winter one time, but almost exclusively I've been there in the summer when it only smelled like, well, at least if I ever went to like Times
like hot
Square,
trash.
yeah, like that liquidated garbage smell, which is like in the middle of summer. So like, at least when you're in like the deep of it in like Manhattan or something like that. Obviously, if you get away from there to like the boroughs, not as bad, but man,
I lived there for 8 years, so as soon as you said that, I could smell it.
Yeah.
I will say, in case my future next boyfriend is listening out there, my all-time favorite smell is Japanese honeysuckle.
Nice.
So just going on record with that.
I like it. Someone wanted to know, what's the wildest thing you've ever done in a hotel room? Salacious.
Killed a person. No. God, it's so funny because it's such a leading question. Like, I feel like they want me to say it has to be something about sex or drugs. But then I also feel like that's what you expect in a hotel room. So it wouldn't be wild to do that in a hotel room.
My mind actually like went to like destruction because I always hear about like bands back in the day used to do that. And so that's so funny. That's like the first thing my mind went to is like throwing a TV out the window or some shit.
I threw a hotel party once for my 22nd birthday, which I guess we were kind of wild in the sense I was like, I wanted to throw a party like what you hear about. But it is exactly what you... It is what you would expect. But the wildest thing, the real answer that's not fun at all is that I never was a person to do this. But once I got to a hotel that when I was traveling for comedy, that I was like, I can't stay here. And then I booked that day at a much nicer hotel and just paid the money to leave and just ate the cost. And I guess that's pretty wild because I did not have the budget for that. So
I would honestly do that.
It is economically wild and out.
Yeah. It was because I was like, I booked that hotel because I was trying to save all the costs in the trip. Like I was taking a bus, everything. But I got there and I was like, it was just like a really old local motel. And I was like, far away from everything. I was far away from even where I was performing, and I didn't really feel like that safe. It would have been fine, but I got bougie and was like, I'm just going to put the Hilton on my credit card. And that was pretty wild. I should not have done that, but...
I actually relate to that. This was like back in 2015, I used to go to a lot of conventions for my job like every year, and one was in Portland, and the fucking hotel my boss put me in was like, it was... And I'm not one to like stick my nose up usually, but it was so fucking foul that there was someone I'd like casually been talking to like on Tinder at the time who was in Portland, and like I was just like, let's like try to like speed this up so I can go and crash at your place because it was so gross. And it worked after the first night. I did not have to stay at the hotel.
That's a good line or a good whatchamacallit. Like that's a good move
or something, yeah.
Yeah, because you should do that you should just always be like, I mean, I don't like, if people out there trying to hit on people, just be like, my hotel really is bad, and it's like I really don't want to stay here. I don't feel safe. So I don't know. I know we don't know each other. I can sleep on your couch, but if you already like each other, then it's like boom.
I'll say this. I didn't like put that on them with straight. It's just like, this fucking hotel sucks. Let me. But I probably like, I'm sure I probably jokingly like brought up like in my head. I mean, of course, like I already wanted to hook up. But like also there's a part of me that's like, let's also like make this happen because I want to get my like stuff literally like physically out of this fucking hotel. Kaylin, do you have any like wild hotel parties?
Oh man. I honestly can't tell some of them. I really wish I could. I just can't. But
Patreon.com.
Can you tell us one word in the story, like just one descriptive
one word for
word.
those fucking hungry wolves out there to dig at.
Oh no, I can't because I'm definitely gonna give everything away if I say it.
All right.
But I will say
One
it's just
letter.
like, all right, just
El Chapo. No.
moving tons of drugs, you guys. No, but I'm thinking of like
H.
more benign ones, like when I do remember it was like a friend's birthday. This was probably my early 20s, and it was my friend's birthday, and I paid a dude from like the rooftop bar to come to our hotel room and give her a lap dance. Like I just like
Nice.
found a hot
That's fun.
guy, and I was like, I'll give you $20 if you give my friend a lap dance. It's like, but that's just silly. That's just good, clean
That's
fun.
good, clean
you know?
fun.
That's fun because it's almost like the story itself, like that is the fun part of being like, oh, I'm gonna get a random person to, because it's like you could hire a stripper, but it's more fun to be like, I got a random person from a bar to come hang out with us and give a lap dance.
Yeah, and it
That's
was
the fun part.
It was fun for him. It was fun for
Yeah.
us. I got great, like I had disposable cameras. I got some great photos out of it. I all the ones I can think of were either just like so long ago or just like don't really make good stories, but or like are just really dark, you know?
Oh no. Have you ever stolen from a hotel?
Yes.
I always
Oh,
hear
yeah.
stories. A lot of
All the
comedians have
time.
those stories about they like take a bathrobe and then they get charged like $2,000 or something. Like,
Holy shit! Really? I
Yeah,
should
you
not
can't do that
then.
anymore. You can't really do that anymore. It used to be they used to like not really keep track of stuff like that, I think.
Man.
But now it's like they keep track if you take a hanger kind of bullshit.
yeah, now I don't even touch the like water. I actually, I just
Yeah, the
forgot I
vouchers.
did throw another hotel party for my 30th birthday, but it was much more like adult. But I hid all the minibar stuff because I brought my own drinks, and I also just didn't want to like confuse it. But because I know I did that, and then they charged me for like a kombucha, and then I felt so bougie because I literally was like,
bougie.
it's the Virgo in me that I was like, I made a point to move these, and I like tipped well and everything, so it wasn't about the money, but I was like, actually we didn't drink this kombucha. I know because I cleaned the minibar and I put everything back, and they're like, okay, but so they gave me like the $6 back, but I was like, it's not about the money. I just like feel like I spent time to do this.
Yeah.
Please.
It's the fucking right thing to do. Let's see. We got a couple more. Someone wanted to know. Would you rather be some real
Oh gosh.
interesting questions? Would you? I always like the would you rather. Would you rather be able to copy and paste in real life or undo in real life?
Wait, what do you mean in real life? Copy and paste.
I guess
Like I could be like me twice, or like
yeah, anything. You could take
That is
$20
wild
and
question.
keep.
I feel like that person's like just blasted off on DMT. Like,
Right.
Oh, I mean 100% copy and paste because I could
like
make
$20
an
and
entire
just-
family and then I wouldn't be alone.
Whoops. Sorry. I lost my microphone on that one. Hold on.
and money, you know, I could also
Yeah,
copy money. That'd
that's
be fun
where
too.
that's where
What?
my mind went. The last thing I would do is make more family.
It's like on The Office when Michael Scott's like, if I could, I'd make everyone my friend. So that way I always was never lonely. It's like, ugh. It's all
Wait, but
good.
can you undo? So you can't undo. So I can't like make a bunch of dogs and then take them away when I travel.
You could.
That would be cool. Oh, that'd be great if you could do both. Because I could like make a bunch of friends for my dog, and then when it's because that's the reason I don't want to get a second dog. Because with stand up,
Because
like
you don't want him to
it's just
have
a lot
friend.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want him to only rely on me. I need to be number one. It's really important. Abandonment issues. But no, like it's like during quarantine, I'm like I could totally have a second dog. But as soon as we open up, it becomes so much harder to get him in daycare when I travel.
Mhm.
But if I could like copy, and then be like
Undo.
undo, then it would be easy.
What if like your dog's all freaked out? He's like, "Where are my friends? Where are they going?" They're just like disappearing right in front of him. Like it's like the fucking Back to the Future of the photographs. They're just like
Easy. You just delete the dog. Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh no.
Caitlin. Jesus.
That's what happens when I leave a room, right? Everyone just stops moving until I come back in. That's pretty much how the world works, right?
So, I was thinking, yeah, I guess undo to me is just like you make a mistake and it's just to me like, ooh, fuck that.
I would
bring it
love an
back.
undo button. I feel like I would get too flustered with the copy paste one. I would be like, it would be like, what's that? It would be like King Midas,
Oh, yeah.
like where everything you touch turns to gold. I feel like I would just like, it would be a whole fucked up situation because I would be like, oh no, like I didn't mean to have 2 of these, and then I forgot I had 2 of these, and now I have
like
4
your
of
house
them. And
keeps like getting like more and more like pillows and blankets and.
But think about this: you could copy and paste like nature. You could be like Grand Canyon here, Grand Canyon there, Grand Canyon there, and you could be like Grand Canyons in every state.
But that's exactly the
Well,
kind of stuff I feel
How grand
You
is a
shouldn't
canyon
know.
called the Grand Canyon when there's like 10 Grand Canyons? Then it's just canyon.
Speaking as an identical twin, perfection can be repeated. Okay.
So
Oh,
you
shit.
are cotton copy pasted.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little biased. Okay.
No, that's
No.
where you're undo. You're like, what? That like wouldn't it be great if you had like a twin and you can immediately take them away if you want to. That's
Oh,
like where your
no.
mind went into.
No, because I can definitely think of like I can think of a lot of situations in my life where like I afterwards, if I could like I would have done anything for an undo button. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
But,
Holy
like,
shit.
I don't think I've ever had that like horrible pit in my stomach wishing I could just like copy and paste something, you know?
But I would argue that you would never have learned that if you had an undo button.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
You would
I
have
don't
just lived
know.
their life like mistakes don't exist. Like my
That's
horoscope
true.
you read me.
Mm.
See,
That
it
is-
came back.
I have thought about that
it came
before.
back around. Mistakes.
That's like Mariana's chest tattoo. It says backwards so that she can read it in the mirror. It says never a mistake, always a lesson.
Oh
Ah.
shit. I
But
like that.
sometimes other people's mistakes, lessons you don't have to learn, but you still do. You know what I mean? Other
people's
people make
copy and
mistakes that
paste.
hurt you too.
Yeah.
Like making a canyon in the middle of my living room.
But just now I'm thinking about it, copying like
Grand Canyon,
just
Grand
too cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like oh man. And I could like make my boobs grow up. I'd be like copy paste.
Would they
And then,
grow
like-
or would it be
They're
just
just boobs.
Yeah. You know, like when you're in like art and you're
You
like
could have two
copy and pasting.
buttholes.
It's like the solitaire, you know, when you win and like all those cards are like
Oh my
stacked
god!
on top of each
You
other.
could have put a vagina on your arm.
That'd be great.
Wait, what if you met someone who's like everything, your perfect match, like personality, looks, like everything, and then they're like, I've got a secret. And they're like, roll up their sleeve. They've got a vagina.
Or just like a throbbing
Wait,
cock.
For real, this would be my
Which
question.
one would you fuck first, though? Like, because it's
that
like,
would be my first question. Is that the only one, or is that like an addition to?
No,
That
you would
be
have
my first
two.
thought. Okay,
you've got the one
That's
that's down
fucking
there,
awesome.
and then you've
You're-
got one on your arm.
having sex and then like on the shoulder too. You're just like doing that action.
That's dope. Wow.
fucking
Next
dope.
stage of evolution. I mean, come on. You would undo a mistake instead of having a
I would
vagina.
undo that. I
You
would
would undo-
undo that fucking.
The abomination.
I think I need to get the undo power if you get the copy paste power, so I can just go around undoing whatever the
I-
fuck you're copy pasting.
I guarantee
Oh
that
my God.
OnlyFans is like the number one. You know how they always say like I'm in the top whatever percentile of like content creators on there.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking arm vag woman. She's number one for
Oh
life.
my god, I have an OnlyFans. I don't use it I use it to make really sad things because it's like all my non-comedic like poems and drama things. But I have been playing around with really stupid sketches that are things that I'm like, let me just experiment before I put it on the main. And I think I want. Now that you say that, I want to make one where a girl has a vagina on her arm. I just
Do
think
it.
it's
Oh my-
so stupid, and also that it would troll OnlyFans people.
I love
Who
it.
are like,
Yeah.
when are you gonna show your butt? It's like never. Like I already show it on Instagram. I cannot monetize it. I want the world to have it, you know, like. But I will make a really weird video about a vagina arm. What?
When I started my OnlyFans, I deleted all my butt photos from Instagram. I
You had
funneled
to go
my
back and
content.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, can't
No,
be
see,
illegal these out here.
I put my writing that people don't want to read on behind a paywall to trick myself into thinking that it's worth more, you know.
I like that. I
Um,
do the same thing for my asshole.
Oh shit. I don't know if we're gonna top that one for the evening. We might just need to go right to the quiz for that, Caitlin.
Aw. Okay.
Aw.
Aw.
That's-
Actually, while
All
you're,
right.
do you have it pulled up ready to go?
No.
Okay. Why don't we play a game of MASH? We haven't done that for a second while you get the quiz ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Teresa, did you ever play the classic junior high game MASH?
Yes. Yeah. The
Hell yeah.
back to find out if who you're gonna marry.
Yeah.
Was it marry and house? House.
Well, the
House is
MASH
one of them.
MASH is like I think for the actual like locations, right? It's like mansion,
Oh, yes.
apartment, shack, house. But then
Wow,
like from
so
there,
much
it's like who you
classism in
marry, how
our
many kids you have.
Yeah. And we are perpetuating it on our show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down. Who are the people we play with?
I'm pulling it up
Yours?
right now. Give me 1 second.
My
here.
summer camp boyfriend, of course. No.
We always
kidding.
do so like for the when we're playing with like when it asks like who you want to marry and all that. For whatever reason, the app is not working. We just do like with celebrity crushes and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Great.
Your app's not working?
it's not
Your
working.
MASH
So
app?
I was seeing if I can quickly pull it up online.
There's a
Okay.
MASH app? Oh my god, I'm gonna download it.
First of all, choose colleges. Oh, this one's really interesting. Okay, choose 3 of your like dream colleges you would have gone to, or like
Dream.
schooling or whatever.
Damn.
I know, this
Well,
is interesting.
I did go to NYU, so I don't want to say that because it really put me in debt. But I guess I'll put the ones I was rejected from Stanford, so I'll
Okay.
put that. I was rejected from Columbia. So I'll
Fuck
put
you,
that.
Columbia.
And I was rejected from Cornell. Those were my 3 rejections.
Oh shit! All right.
Ooh, Cornell, highest suicide
I was
rate in
actually
the nation.
waitlisted at Cornell, but you know, it doesn't matter.
Name
Okay.
Name 3 celebrities.
You're
that
still
you would,
waiting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting, Cornell.
Any day now.
It comes in the form of like spam email that comes in. Like, name 3
Yeah,
celebrities that you would like to get married to,
Oh man.
or that you would like spend the rest of your life with.
Well, I guess I really enjoy Chrissy Teigen and John Legend's marriage. Can I marry both of them as an item, like be joined
Yeah,
in
you could be
marriage?
like a thruple with
Yeah,
I would
Chrissy
join
their couple.
and John
I would
Legend.
join them.
Okay.
Mhm. Cara Delevingne, I've always had a little crush on.
Who?
I think she'd be a little crazy to be married to, Cara Delevingne,
Oh, okay. Okay.
but she's like fun. I
She
like
does seem
her.
fun.
She seems fun.
And Mark Ruffalo, he just like has
Dude.
yeah,
Hell
he's just
yeah.
he's just
That's
got
my
it.
man.
Yeah, he's got it.
That dude. I like that guy. He seems like a fucking chill ass dude. He seems like well read,
yeah.
but like would still
That's
laugh at a
because you
fart.
could probably be like his like stand-in. What
Don't
do they call the
even
stand-in?
Oh,
gas
yeah.
me. Don't even gas me up like that, man. That's
No.
true praise in my
You're
opinion.
No, like when they're doing the lighting on set, like you
Yeah,
could
yeah,
probably go
stand-in.
Go fluff
He
him.
did so I did like shot like a very small thing for an HBO show, and they right now with COVID make you watch these like videos for safety at home, and one of them is narrated by Mark Ruffalo, just like the company video that's like about the like what HBO is doing for the environment. It's like,
Oh my
and this is what we're doing. I'm like, this is
If I had,
Mark. He's
like,
like,
an
hey, it's
arm
Mark
vagina, I'd
Ruffalo
be
here.
Fucking go and try out that thing while listening to him narrate that for sure. I'd be like, say it again, Mark.
Oh my god. No. Oh.
Oh shit, Marcus. Okay.
Okay,
Choose
what's next?
3 dream cities that you would live in.
Gosh, I feel like to make it more interesting, let's pick something random because I'm like, okay,
LA, New York. Yeah.
let's go. Yeah, how about Mars?
Okay.
Is it all one city in Mars? How many cities
Yeah.
are in Mars?
I think 3 at this point.
How about what are some cities?
Tokyo, London, Paris, Milan.
Amsterdam.
Albuquerque.
I'm gonna go Amsterdam,
Okay.
and then the moon,
Ooh.
the bright side,
I'll put it
where
in
the
here,
rabbit
bright
is.
Side. Where
with the rabbit,
the rabbit is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rabbit City.
Choose 3 numbers.
17, 83, 2.
Okay. I like that conservative too. Jesus Christ. Choose 3 college majors.
This is so hard.
This is like the.
I haven't been in college for so long. I don't think the majors even exist. What was your college major?
You're like
Dropped
video
out.
rental studies.
Okay.
Video rental sites. Nice. That was a good one.
I don't know. I don't know
Blockbuster
what
U.
like Blockbuster. Yeah, is there a college filter for designing Snapchat filters?
Okay, we'll put
That
that.
one.
That's a good one. Designing Snapchat.
Okay.
filters.
Ooh, the one where you work on a farm and have to milk cows.
Okay, farm.
Farming.
Okay. Cow milking. And then futurology. That sounds cool.
Ooh, fuck yeah.
Ooh.
That sounds like a Drake album. Okay. I was so nervous that this would be the next one. Choose 3 occupations. Which I feel like the last 3 kind of were, but no, those were just your areas of focus. But now we're out in the real world.
Okay,
What
3
are your
occupations.
3? Yeah.
Elon Musk.
Okay.
Podcast host.
Hell yeah. Gotta put the real one in there so you're like, hey, my dream is actually kind of cool.
And I don't know. I'm trying to I'm trying to think of something that's not actually in my world.
Grand Canyon designer.
Ooh, spongy jumper. Spongy jumper. Spongy spelunker. 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 Wait, which one's the one where you jump off cliffs?
That's a base jumper.
Yeah, spelunking is when
Okay.
you like are a cave
Go
like
in a
explorer
cave, yeah.
with a flashlight.
Do you think that spelunkers, the bungee jumpers, and the cave jump, or what's the one you said? Oh, base jumpers.
Well, base
Are
jumpers
they like?
the ones that do it like with parachutes. So
Do you think they like classify themselves the way like musicians in different genres are like, oh no, I don't do country. Like oh, I'm not a spelunker. I do base
Probably.
jumping.
Probably.
Which one is like the daytime Emmys? Like, do you think base jumping is daytime
No,
Emmys?
that's the most dangerous one.
Probably the
Okay.
spelunking. That feels like a daytime sort of thing.
Yeah.
So spongy spelunking.
That's like the creative awards that happen off.
Yeah.
off
The ones
camera.
that
Because
happen
like
like
those are pretty much it's just like for tourists and stuff.
yeah.
Okay,
Those
okay.
I feel so bad about those creative ones where it's like clearly at like some like mess hall.
The
or
people who work
something
the
like that.
hardest.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Actually, don't get paid less and have to
They
work
happen in
overtime.
like a Hilton ballroom and they're not
Yeah,
tied.
thank you, Kaylin. That's exactly what Temple. Like,
Oh my God.
it's so fucking rough, and like their families are so genuinely excited, and it's just
I
like
know.
real human emotions. But then you see like at the other ones, like Jack Nicholson in the front row, like we got him this time out. It's like, God damn. Okay, so what was that last one? Did we say spongy spelunker?
Yeah, you know
Bungee
what?
jumping.
Pick your genre of jumping. Just
Okay.
a jumper. Okay.
I'm gonna draw a spiral. You tell me when to stop. Starting now.
Stop.
Oh shit, that was 16. All right.
You drew 16 spirals?
Yeah. Where
Wow.
it's crossing them off. I wish you guys could see, but it's the same one.
Oh,
as the app,
it's
actually,
an
funnily.
app. Oh, okay. I thought you were doing it. Okay.
No, I was.
Oh, so it's fast. Okay, it's not. You don't do the like do. So there's no anticipation because that's the fun part where you're like,
Mhm.
is it gonna land on Josh or Trevor? Ooh.
Unfortunately not. But I do have your future right here if you're ready to hear it.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
Okay,
Yes,
you
okay,
are going
okay.
to. Oh my God, you graduate from Columbia.
Wow.
You major in farming.
Okay.
And after graduating, you'll be in a throuple with Chrissy Teigen and John Legend.
Wow.
You 3 are going to settle down in Mars. You are going to live in a shack, but fuck, like a shack on Mars. That's like,
On Mars? I mean, we're gonna be the only people there.
yeah, shack on Mars. That sounds like a Talking Heads album.
Good
And
thing
you're
you
in-
studied farming.
Yeah,
True.
and you're gonna spend your days as a podcast host.
Oh god.
That's actually that.
This
makes
sounds
sense.
very believable, honestly.
That would be like the number one. Like the 3 of you, it's like life on Mars. Oh boy.
I know.
That's like just one timeline over from where
Yeah.
we're at now, honestly.
For
It's
real.
like real close.
Here's the
Oh,
one.
man.
I don't know if this is gonna make you happy or if this is gonna depress you, but
Okay.
the final part of this is that the three of you collectively are going to have 83 kids, and it
Wow.
says very specifically that it's going to be 4 girls and 79 boys. That's a
Poor
very-
girls.
great,
Those girls
because-
on Mars are gonna have to do a lot of work.
Yeah, it would have been better if it was the other way around, but at least you can get them to be half siblings since you're a thruple.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Because
that's
you
true.
are populating a planet.
Oh, true. Yes. I
It's
didn't
still
think about
fucked
that.
up.
It's gonna,
It's
it's
not
gonna be
math.
hard, it's gonna be hard to track after a certain point.
That's what the farming is. It's for the kids. It's to like.
They're all gonna share a dad, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But you know, these are the.
But it's
these are
John
the-
Legend.
It's John
so
Legend.
fine.
I mean, he's a
Yeah.
fucking icon. We love
Whoa,
him.
he even sounds like a character that would settle on Mars and repopulate a planet. John
Legend.
Legend.
Yeah,
like,
Like,
I'm
the
Legend,
most like
yeah.
basic
Whoa.
Starman name ever.
Yeah, all of you die except him, and then it's just him, like, there on Mars in the shack alone, like, it is I am John Legend.
The grandfather.
Yeah. Okay, Caitlin, did we get that quiz pulled up?
I'm still loading. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah,
That was good.
this quiz is called "Which after-school activity is best for you?"
Ooh.
And it was.
Oh, I did a
developed-
lot of after-school activities, so this
Well,
is interesting.
we'll figure out which one was the best. This one, this is from 2002, developed by Aparna. All right.
Yes.
So, question number 1: out of the following, do you prefer drawing, listening to music, reading, I read it as bite reading at first.
I could
but
tell
it's-
you did.
bite writing, or watching television.
It's funny because you said after school, I was thinking about like what did I like doing as a kid, but instead of now, like that's how my brain worked. I was like, what did I enjoy when I was young? But now, right? Like what would I
I think
enjoy doing?
split the difference.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was a huge nerd and would have said reading 100%.
Like,
But
doing my
now
homework.
I would not say that. No, I would read, like I would go to the library and get a bunch of books and read them. But now I'd probably say, what's the first? Oh, I don't know, listening to music. But I don't know if that's even a hobby. That's just a thing that happens while I do other things.
Well, this is just what your preference is. This isn't the,
Okay.
the whole activity.
Let's go with reading because that's true to me as a child.
All right. Describe your social life. I'm popular.
It
People
doesn't
are
exist.
always surrounding me. Maybe once you get your copy paste in action. I have
Yeah.
enough close friends. I don't really get out much. I need to work on that. I prefer to keep to myself, or I hang out with all cliques.
That middle one is so defensive. Like I have enough friends. Okay. Like, so funny.
I have enough. close
Wait,
friends
what
to
was
get
the last
fuck outta
two?
here.
The what was I don't really go out much, and then what was after that?
I prefer to keep to myself, or I hang out with all the cliques.
Oh my gosh. I guess the last one because but the last one and keep to myself are similar. I feel like I float around.
Oh.
Let's go with all the clicks because I don't want to be a fucking loser.
Okay. Fair enough. Question 3. You are at a school dance. What are you doing there?
Grinding for sure.
Dan- Dancing in
Hell
a
yeah.
group of friends.
Just instantly knew.
Switching dance partners every 3 to 4
Oh
seconds.
shit.
Hoping that nobody notices how bad I dance. Break dancing in the middle of the floor. Or
Ooh, I wish.
I have no idea. I've been asking myself the same thing. I'm miserable here.
Oh.
Man, it's not none of them because it's dancing in the middle of everyone, but like not breakdancing. Like
Well, it's the
shaking my
dancing in
butt.
a group of friends.
But like where I'm like, get out of my way.
Well, dude, I think breakdancing, like, 'cause that's like in the spirit of it. Even if you aren't actually breakdancing, it's like that
All right.
implies like spotlight on me. I am in the middle of the floor doing my thing.
You're showboating.
Yeah, you're showboating. You're peacocking.
Peacocking.
What? You buzzed out of there for a second. I didn't hear
Question. Oh, I just repeated the word peacocking.
Hell
Now I closed the quiz, guys. Okay. What would you wear on a normal day? Jeans and a nice shirt? All black? Something comfortable like sweatpants or wind pants?
Like windbreakers. Okay.
Whatever I find on the floor that morning, or something that is dressy.
I like how it's like on a normal day, but then like something that is dressy. I guess. I'll guess jeans. Go with jeans.
Just
What
your
is-
normal, everyday, dressy, fancy,
Wind
evening
pants.
ball
A
gown.
tuxedo. My wind pants.
These are my nice wind pants, so I don't know. What is your favorite subject in school? Gym, world languages, math, science, or English?
English.
Instantly
Same.
World
knew it.
languages
Boom.
is kind of like xenophobic, right? Because it's like the world. English is the language, and then there's
Well,
the world.
Well, it says in parentheses like Italian, Spanish, French, etc. I don't know if that
Okay.
makes it any better.
Well, it's like when you see music that's like world music, and it's like
music,
just like
yeah.
anything that's not.
Yeah.
Like, what the
It's
fuck?
like the
These are all
participation
so
trophy
different.
world. It's like, oh, we have music over here, and then you guys have world music. It's so adorable. It's like so patronizing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like when they put like clearly non R&B music in the R&B
Uh-huh.
category, you know?
That's just weird.
Oh
these days, and they
yeah.
have, like,
Well, like
regular-
what? Because they're just being racist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. What do you do to relax? I do sit-ups.
What is
I
relaxing?
I take deep breaths. I write, sleep, or talk on the phone.
I do meditate, so let's go with deep breaths.
Damn, I do
Nice.
all of that.
I write, but not to relax. It really stresses me out, actually.
I feel that.
I talk
Why
on the
do you-
phone, but it doesn't relax me. It gets me just like it's what I use to like wake myself up. Like,
Why do you think it is important to join a school club? To learn to cooperate with others, to share your talents, to express yourself to others, to meet new people, or that's a hard one.
To get into college. To I guess meet new people.
nice.
When it comes to television, you prefer to watch PBS, ESPN, MTV,
Patreon.com.
CNN, or Fox?
What year is this from? Oh my gosh. PBS is the most true to when I was a kid. What if I was like Fox News? I used to love PBS as a child.
Let's do it then.
All right,
PBS.
cool. What do you think of homework? Hey, well, if it gives me something to do, it sucks, but you have to do it. It is absolutely essential in order for you to learn.
Ugh.
I
Oh my
guess
God.
you need it, but it can be overwhelming. Or, I don't know. Maybe if I actually did it, I would have an opinion.
Hell yeah, that's my
Sorry.
guy right there. Whoever.
Wow, they're so dramatic, all of these. Like, the closest one is it sucks because it's not like I liked homework, but I like wanted to do well, so I would do it. But I was like,
Uh-huh.
obviously, I don't like homework.
I think that's it sucks, but you have to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, okay. Now I'm gonna get something really lame like band. No, I guess band's not lame.
Damn.
Band's lame in school, but it's cool as an adult.
We have a
Isn't
real
that weird? Like when you
bandist
play
over
music.
here.
Yeah.
I like how you're like trying to be cool for this like
Yeah, cool.
high schooler.
You guys are
from
digging up some
2000.
trauma, okay?
This next one was the most horrific thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah.
We actually get questions like that all the time. actually. All right, Caitlin.
Yeah, the next question is, what is your relationship with your parent? No.
I just start crying.
Question 10. What kind of people annoy you? Preps? I like everyone. Goody two shoes. Anti-preps. Or non-intellectual.
What?
I guess goody two shoes, because like nobody likes an arc.
Fuck them.
I like anti-preps. Like
Yeah,
this person was.
anti-prep.
Like what is that? Maybe it's like a goth, but they didn't want to say goth. I don't know.
I think
Damn.
this person was just a swear and they didn't know even what anti-preps were called.
All right, let's
All right.
run that through the quiz maker.
Story. Fine arts. Fine with us.
Oh boy.
You belong in a club that involves singing or playing an instrument, such as
no.
chorus or band. You are all about
Oh no! Man!
You want the undo button
you're
now,
all
huh?
about learning. You're all about learning from different experiences. You like to be able to share your creative talents with others, And by joining one of these clubs, you can do so.
I like how it says you like new experience, but like, isn't that any club? Like, any club.
Yeah, but you really are just better suited for band.
Oh, shit.
Wow, I feel attacked.
That's fucked up.
Oh,
Well,
man.
Teresa, unfortunately, that is all the time we have this evening. We learned so much about you. We learned
Yeah.
that you were destined to be in band class. We learned that you're going to be living a really thriving
Mhm.
life up in Mars with part of your throuple with Chrissy Teigen and John Legend. Before we
yeah.
get going, though, is there anything that you'd like to plug or anything you'd like to direct people towards?
Sure. This was so fun. I have a podcast. It's called You Can Tell Me Anything. Comedians confess something they want to get off their chest.
Ooh.
And also Pot as a Woman, which you guys have been on. And I guess I did mention my OnlyFans earlier. I really do have one, so if you want to follow, it's Teresa Lee on OnlyFans. And I do videos about the singularity. I read poetry. Basically, it's like my emotional glory hole is what I call it.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And yeah, follow. There's no butts on it, but I do end every video with.
Don't tell them that.
No, well, I end every video with like a little twerking because I get really serious, and then I
Okay.
twerk and then I say thanks for watching. But it is mostly me talking about the singularity. So.
Hell yeah.
I like you bring
That
up like
sounds great.
trauma and then you're like crying. You're like, all right, no. You like start getting in like twerking.
It is. It's
position,
exactly.
you're like-
It's exactly that. Yeah, because I'm like, that's what my life is. So.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's all emotion. It's all human.
That's someone's kink.
Oh no! Please don't jerk off to my videos. Don't tell me if you do.
Oh.
Just,
Never mind.
just
I
show
want
it-
you to watch and cry and feel with me, okay?
Just silently show that you did by tipping.
Jerk off
to
your
all
eyes with me, okay? Just let those tears flow.
Jerk off your heart.
Yes, that's what it is. Let it out from the tear valve.
I like
Oh,
it. Well, Teresa, thank you so much. That was super fun. We will definitely have to find a way to get you back on the show again soon. Thank you so much for joining us this
We'll
evening.
find you in band class.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Uh,
Thank you.
Caitlin, as always, thank you for being the co-host with the Mo-host. I'm going to say goodnight, y'all.
Right, good night.